We begin with breaking news out of North Idaho.
Just a moment ago, Moscow police confirmed 4 people were found dead in a home.
Xana Kernodle. Ethan Chapin. Madison Mogan. So Haley Gonçalves. They shared everything. They came here together. They eventually get into the same apartment together. And in the end, they died together.
The other, let me get the names exactly right here. We know that Xana and Ethan were at a different party on campus.
On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know of it, but we're following everything.
Roommates who lived at that residence. Were the roommates home at the time of the attack?
There was other people home at that time, but we're not just focusing just on them, we're focusing on everybody that may be coming and going from that residence.
So since they were home, was it a hostage situation? And then
No, it was not.
they didn't call it into police. And then were they injured? They didn't call it into police, so were they injured?
No one that we're not going to talk to, there's no one we're not going to interview, there's no one that we're not going to look into, and we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to make sure that nothing goes unturned.
I know you said when the call came in, it was for an unconscious person, and also that was a stabbing. It seems, just from an outside perspective looking in, like that would be not the first thing a person calling in would think.
You're right, but the report that we got was that it was an unconscious individual. It wasn't until our officers arrived on scene, went in to do caregiving check on the individual who was unconscious, that we found the scene that we found.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked, so the other 2 roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information that we have from our investigation is that yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt.
That is correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? You have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. So, you know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So that's why we're investigating everything still, to try to pull all the pieces together.
Were they one of the people, were they the 911 caller?
At this point in time, I'm not going to divulge who our 911 caller is, just because I want to keep the integrity of the investigation at this point, okay?
Okay, and last question.
My niece called me and she was freaking out and she said, "Christy, have you talked to Kaylee?" And I said, "Yesterday, you know, like last night." And she said, something bad happened.
says they want to do anything they can to help the investigation, but believe investigators could be missing the mark.
Imagine if you're a parent and you have pertinent information to this, like that dog, and you're asking me to just shut up. It's not going to happen. I'm going to find a microphone and I'm going to talk to it and I'm going to tell people this is important. Whether it helps solve the case or not, how can you eat that? How could you suppress that? It's something you know could help your child and help everyone in that house find justice. But you can't force them to ask you the question.
Christy Gonzalez speaks about what she believes happened in the early morning hours of November 13th.
And went in very methodical. I think he really thought it out. I think he was quick. I think it was quiet, and he got in, and he got out.
Or how he got out, which direction he came from, or how he escaped. There are only so many scenarios, and tonight we're going to give you an exclusive look. First, our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, retracing the route that the killer would have to have taken if he drove that night to 1122 King Road.
You can see houses on both sides of the street again. There's media out here now, but again, normally the neighbors tell me there's a lot of people walking around, not necessarily a lot of cars. You look to the right here, this is the house where the murders happened.
We are not going to go to bed and wait for other people to resolve a family problem. This is a family problem. And
This isn't just
both
a
those
family
girls are our girls, and we are not. I'm not handing over. I thought about it. I thought, like, here, just take care of my family and make sure that you find the right guy. And I eventually got to a point and said, you know what? My family, we're all G's. We call ourselves G's because nobody can pronounce our name. We are not going to sit here and let somebody else do a job that we can't add value to.
And you guys have added value. I mean, you, Olivia, found the Twitch video that actually solidified the timeline.
We watched the Ring video that showed them pulling up, and we're like, that's them. It's 1:56. That's what time they got home. And there's the car leaving, and yeah.
So we're working.
And I had my phone. Kaylee's phone is my phone, so we saw all the calls that she had made, and we with an exact time. And
I reached out to every person she called. I had them send screenshots of the communications that had happened on that day, of texts with my sister, of the call with my sister, how long was your phone conversation with her, just to do whatever I could in those first few hours, because unfortunately by the time we even found out, they've been gone for more than 12 hours.
What America needs to know, we have a moment in time to make an impact, do our due diligence, listen to what people are saying, write down deep, like notes, and you can be a part of solving it and work on it. Anyone who thinks that one officer or one department can do this alone, 4 people, they're crazy.
Yeah.
This takes the whole community. This takes all of us to solve. We can't put this on one man, one officer, one police person, one deputy, one sheriff. We have to all come together and say, you know what, this is on us. Are we going to let these people exist and go undetected? Or are we all going to come together and say, this is enough. We are going to stomp this guy out of our community. And I'm telling you right now, we're coming for you. Yeah. You're going to get stomped out.
Yeah. I feel like America is being
built on.
Explain all the things that they did.
Yeah, they Ubered out together. They only went to known locations that they had been before.
Private driver.
They had a private driver. Yeah, I apologize. It was a private driver that they had actually used before, so they knew him. They had a relationship with this
We
individual.
knew him as a family member, and he really helped us.
Yeah.
He turned us on to food truck stuff.
Yeah.
He's a great person.
Good people, and then only went to like known locations with known people, traveled only together on well-lit, known streets to get food before taking a private ride from the same individual who would pick them up home to go eat after a night of drinking, being 21, Ubering out, Ubering home with your friend,
We're totally shut
and then
down.
going to
Everything was-
bed.
And we're doing everything the way that you tell your kid to go. You
Yeah.
know, don't be two girls all by yourself. Have somebody there that can walk with you. Everything was perfect. Everything was good.
Yeah.
All the way up to where they went to bed and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And that I can't control. As a family, we can't control what happens when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
When you go to sleep, that's us as society. We have to determine, are we gonna let these people be out here that can do whatever they did, sneak into a house, whatever it was? Are we gonna allow that to be? Are we gonna allow that to be okay?
Yeah.
Because we all go to bed at night.
Yeah, what was their flaw? They didn't have a nanny cam in their home? What could they have done to be more
They
safe?
had locked the door perfectly.
Yeah. No, it's Moscow, Idaho. It's safe.
I wonder about the door because Kaylee was a door locker. She would come
totally
here,
was.
and so I question that all the time. Like, why wasn't the door locked? Why wasn't the door locked?
That's not what society's built on. You don't say, oh, well, you didn't lock the door, so you deserve to die in your sleep. You don't do that. We have to make a society where these people show red flags, we identify them, we address them, and then we remove them for hurting other people.
The phone call the Gonzalez family received on November 13th is one they'll never forget.
We were, it was Sunday around
We're watching football.
1-ish, and we were
like
watching
every
football.
family, or a lot of families on Sunday.
And
We're
then
watching
our
football.
son was here. Everybody
House or not, but knew at 8:30, and there was a narrative discovered and built, and two people who are really important to the case I don't think they did it. I think they thought it was a shakedown. I do not think any student did it.
Right.
But I think that they all
nobody
know
told you
far
that,
more
right? That's
than they're
something that
saying.
when it comes to the shakedown stuff.
Well, I know
That's
that
not
he-
something that your daughter
Well,
told you
the
that she
shakedown
thought it was a
stuff. Oh
shakedown.
no, that I was told. No, I was told that.
You were told what? How? When were you told that?
It was a drug house that they were there, the creeper was there, and there were people there.
Okay.
And
Well, hold
to
on.
buy
Hold on. Who told you this? And when was this told?
My child told me this. This was in the beginning.
And she was told by the student from University of Idaho?
The student's girlfriend from University of Idaho.
Okay. Where did she get that information from?
My daughter told me is that she got it from the high-five.
Oh, she got it from the sorority.
Yeah, she got it from the sorority. That's what she told me at the time.
1, 2, 3, 4, almost as though they're walking in single file out at night at 3 o'clock in the morning, actually closer to 3:12 in the morning. And as you watch those four figures, remember, police say the murders happened between 3 and 4 in the morning. Did those people see something? Who are they? Have police tracked them down, asked them any questions, ruled them out? And again, if they're ruled out, did they see something as they were on foot, walking just steps away from where the murders happened? We do not have the answers to this, any of it. But as usual, our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, is live on the case. And tonight he is standing in that exact location, right where that body cam action took place. So Brian, for us looking at it on television, it's hard to get the exact perspective of where the officers were standing, what direction their body cams were pointing, and where those four mysterious figures were walking from and to, and how far away they were from the actual murder scene. So can you take me there and help us get a feel?
Yeah, it's very confusing when you're looking at the body camera video. So hopefully we can give you some perspective. This is Band Field. This is where the alcohol call came in. The young men were here in the field when the police first showed up. That is the Sigma Chi fraternity house right there. So the police walked those young men across the street. This is Taylor Avenue, right to this spot right here. I was able to identify it because of the fire extinguisher. And they were standing in this spot. The young men, and the body camera video was pointing.
You wake up in the morning on November 13th. Can you just describe your day?
So I don't remember like exactly when I woke up. I just remember like waking up and opening up my Snapchat, and there were dozens of Snapchat messages in all the group chats. And I just remember like, oh, this is kind of whack. And then like I got up and I was like getting ready for work, and then like when I kind of like woken up a little bit more, I started to go through them because I did not want to have to read a lot of shit early in the morning. And then yeah, I ended up like I was just sitting there scrolling through it, and then yeah, opened up the messages, and then there it was. It was like, holy shit, did you guys hear about what happened? Like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm scrolling up, and there's just, I mean, lines and lines and lines of text. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's awake. I mean, and this is before 9:30 on a Sunday. And I remember that because I had to go to work, and I ended up not going because I wanted to be with my brothers, right? Kind of obvious. But yeah, and it was, like, I don't remember what exact time I woke up, but I remember, like, yeah, we were all talking about it. We all knew about it. And, like, my boss, my coworkers were texting me later, you know, asking me, like, if everything was okay, and they had even heard about things. They heard, like, it was a shooting and stuff like that, so, and, yeah, it was kind of weird because, like, at the beginning, everyone said, like, at the beginning, like, the very, very first messages where people were talking about the stabbings, or, like a stabbing had occurred. And then it changed to an OD, and it was just kind of weird, like looking back on it, it changed to an OD so quickly, and like nobody questioned it, and like we didn't question it either because we knew there were drugs in that house, and like just genuinely thought like, okay, they got a bad batch, and that's just what happened, right? Because you see it on the news, it happens in bigger cities.
So you said you had to go to work, and you said you had to be to work at 9:30, so this would have happened before, like, you got to work?
Yeah, yeah, no, this was definitely, and it was like a, like, I don't know, 5-10 minute drive to work, and like I had to like get ready too, so you're talking like well before 9 o'clock in the morning at least.
Hi, Heather Roberts with ABC News. Just to follow up on what she asked, so the other two roommates were there at the time of the attack?
All the information that we have from our investigation is that yes, they were.
Okay, but they were unhurt.
That is correct.
So is there any explanation as to why it took so long then for someone to call 911? You have surviving witnesses to an incident at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the 911 call didn't come until noon?
I don't think I ever said that they were witnesses. I said they were there. So, you know, we don't know why that call came in at noon and not in the middle of the night. Would have we loved for that to have happened? Yes, but that's not how it took place. So.
A big break in the case, a grainy image of a speeding car that could be the white Hyundai Elantra police are looking for. A night manager at this gas station in Moscow, Idaho, discovered surveillance video that showed a white sedan driving by on the night the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered. The timestamp says 3:45 a.m., right in the time frame in which police say the killings took place. The video has been handed over to police. It shows the car traveling on this road outside the gas station. It's just 1.2 miles from the house where the students were murdered.
Who's out at 3:45 a.m. speeding? And this is significant, Harris, very significant. In a town...
These reports are out of order. So I went ahead and looked at what was on the corner of D Street and then where Main Street is. Main Street's also part of Highway 95. Main Street is 95. So what's over there? I've been trying to get these reports since December as far as the canine search and this suspicious substance activity. And lo and behold, you have Dutch Bros Coffee and D Street. That's Main Street, D Street. That's what you're looking at. So at 11:13, again, the reports are out of order. 11:13 and 11:33. In Bloom's article, it was a quiet Sunday morning. Well, I would say that having a canine search just 20 minutes before your 911 call isn't a quiet morning. Who ordered the canine? How does that happen? What's the procedure? This is just showing you the area. What was going on in this area that an officer requested it himself? Was this something that was set up? How did this canine search go down? Why are the reports out of order? These two are out of order. And it's right where your Dutch Bros Coffee is, as well as right behind it is the Hunga Dunga Brewery. If you'll remember Hunga Dunga Brewery, on Friday night, that's where everybody took and went for the fall formal. And there have been reports that Ethan was a busboy at Hunga Dunga Brewery. And that's why he was able to go there. It's 21 and over. Not sure if they let people in there to eat if you're not 21. You can call and ask them. Again, this is where just 20 minutes before 911 would be called, 20 to 40 minutes before, 2 reports out of order about suspicious substance. Then they do a canine search. Why, where? And again, there was all accounts of it being a quiet morning and people were just sitting around in the office. So that's why people went over there and reported to the King Road for the unconscious person. Remember, 3 people went, 3 reporting officers, first responders, and I would think that this is anything but a quiet morning if you're having a canine search right before the 911 call. Again, I've been trying to get the reports to see what cops went to this, why did it ever occur? What's the protocol to ask for a canine search? You know, I don't believe that some guy on the street that looks like he's doing Waka Flocka is going to be, okay, let's get a canine search over here. So what's Moscow's protocol for that? And then this is just the areas that you guys could see where this East D Street and Main Street and what you're looking at and where this could possibly be that police officers were asking for this to have happen. And lo and behold, it's right there where Kaylee worked. And then here's the Hunga Dunga Brewery, which is right behind it. If you've watched my other episodes, whenever there's a raid and they have reason to believe that drugs would be somewhere, that's usually when they do something like that with a canine search, and you have reason to believe that you're going to find drugs and things like that. So what was the reason for this on that late morning? Again, Hunga Dunga Brewery is where they all were on Friday of the formal, where they went and ate. And it's right behind literally Dutch Brothers Coffee, where Kaylee worked. So they're back to back. And we went ahead and looked all over the area so you could see what possible places are around there that anybody would be searching, what for a Sunday. And then you're going to say that was just a quiet Sunday morning when you're interviewed. Again, the significance of this is it was a very quiet Sunday morning in Moscow before the 911 call came in. How? 9:30 a.m., Dave doesn't go to work because of all of the snap messages about what happened at 1122 King. In the PCA, Brian's phone pings off of the Moscow, Idaho cell tower at 9:12. Did Brian receive the same info as Dave? What was going on at 1122 King Road between 9 a.m. and 11:58 a.m.? What does that Ring camera show between those hours? So the only people that can know about the 1122 King Road murders hours before the 911 call and not call it in and not be cleared within hours are the sorority and frats on the University of Idaho campus. But if anyone else hears about it and possibly shows up in the area, they are a suspect. Body cam footage from 3:32 a.m. on 11/13/2022 is finally surfaced. I requested this in December 29th of 2022 and just received it. These were the two officers from Banfield. So after the Banfield incident of writing up underage drinking, then here at 3:31,
Not on the side of the road?
Okay, you supposed to take that?
Probably not.
Probably not. Maybe you should find it from.
On the side of the road, like over yonder.
Okay, where's over yonder?
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you think it was a good idea to take a city-owned sign and take it back to, I'm assuming, your apartment?
Yeah, it was like falling on the side of the fucking road.
Let's go ahead and just set it down for right now, okay?
You want it?
I'll set it up right now.
Okay.
What?
You got ID on you?
I do.
Get back in there. And you got ID?
I also don't, and I literally just was meeting him halfway. I wasn't there. I met him like halfway there.
What was your goal? What was your end game?
Are you talking to me or?
With the sign.
That's McDonald.
So walking back?
Back where?
To here.
Do you understand, like...
I'm going to be honest with you on this.
Sure.
I brought it back here. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. So that is theft?
Yep.
Okay. And for what purpose?
None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw it was knocked over?
It was knocked over.
Or you just picked it up and grabbed it just because?
It was knocked over.
Okay. So you thought it'd be a good idea to just take city property, take it back to your apartment, store it inside?
Just going to bring it back. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your relation to this situation?
No, I'm roommate. I just went to go walk and meet him because he said he was coming back, so I was like, I'll go meet up with him.
Okay. Did you say I had a sign with him?
When I got there, yeah.
All right. Let me get your info, my man. What's your last name?
Villa, V-I-L-L-A.
First name?
Hayden. H-A-Y-D-E-N.
I have no intention of taking you to jail.
Middle initial?
D.
I wasn't trying to do anything.
What happened to your head?
I was.
This? Oh, dude, weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, I swear to God, that was 3 weeks ago. Swear on my life.
You did. Date of birth?
Yep. 2001.
Oh, so you are 21.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 21. I wasn't.
You have a driver's license?
Not on me, dude.
What's in general? You have a driver's license?
Yeah.
What state's it through?
Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
No, I literally just, he told me to come back. I went and met up with him, just walking back because I like to walk around at night. Like.
But you knew you had to sign with him?
Once I got there, yeah. And I got there, I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, I just grabbed this. Like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with it. Like.
You were okay with that?
Okay, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, like.
You didn't say no to it, though.
Yeah, but like, what do you want me to do? Like, you think I'm gonna be like, oh, if I could go put that back?
He
Like,
didn't know that I had it until he saw me there.
But once he saw you with it, he had no issue with you. You had no issue with him taking city property?
Dude, I didn't think, dude, if you think I thought that much of it, I didn't think that much into it. I literally would just went and met up with the kid.
I mean, whether it's a sign, whether it's, speed limit sign, mile poster sign.
No, I get that.
It's not yours. It costs money and you're taking it from somebody else. In this case, the city of Moscow.
I didn't touch it. I didn't even think about the fact that you touched it. I literally just said, what is that? And you just go, oh, I just grabbed it. I was like, okay. I was like, that's not my deal.
Okay. Do you live here?
Yeah.
Are you his roommate or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Check tight. Moscow 77, check one. Last of Via, Victor, Ida, Lincoln, Adam. First of Hayden, Henry, Adam, Young, David, Edward, Nora. Middle D, David. DOB is...
No, I get it. You're gonna look at me like that. I get why you get like I get the whole deal. I just
okay. How much you guys had to drink tonight?
Huh? Me personally, I went to the bar. I just came back here. I've been back here for a couple hours. I haven't even drink for a while.
Copy. Okay. I can smell the alcohol in you, and I'm assuming he's been drinking as well.
I would imagine. I was at a different bar.
Okay. Where were you at?
I was at Corner Club for a while. Went to Mingles and then came back here.
Okay. Sounds good.
But no, I got back a while ago. I was playing video games, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." So I was like, "I'll go meet up with him." I have not drank since I got back to the apartment.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, since he was the one with the sign, and see what Officer Tesdall wants to do. Yeah. Me?
When you say that, okay.
He said he was out drinking. This buddy was out drinking somewhere else. He walked back. He's been playing video games this whole time. He's sticking with the story that he had no idea this guy had a sign. or that he knew the guy had a sign, but he was very blatant about the fact that once he got there, he saw his friend had a sign, didn't think anything more of it, and was like, okay. So,
maybe anything with him? Or?
Him? Yeah. I mean, like, what's it, petty theft?
Yeah, for that guy.
If you're going to charge him, I mean, complicity or what's the term they use over here? Accomplice. So he basically didn't assist him in taking it, but he also made no effort to stop him. I think it's pretty weak in terms of charging him. But that being said, with him admitting he picked it up, took him, I don't think I'd do anything with this guy over here. I'd probably cut him. Yeah. If they were walking together and both grabbed it and both took off, I'd go a different route. But with him walking up him and being like, we're walking back.
Well, if you don't get him, I'll get this guy a second look.
Okay. Hayden is, Is your guy 21? Okay. All right, Hayden, you're free to go. You can head back inside.
Okay.
You're just going to hang on a bit. You're going to get a citation for theft, so.
Okay. Do you want me to take it back?
Once we're done here, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want me to take it back to like falling down where I found it, or?
Go. I'll leave it up to you to make an adult choice. You're an adult.
Okay.
Take it up, stand it up, if you can, to near where you found it. If you're unable to stand it up near where you found it, at least set it on the sidewalk, because it's a sidewalk close.
I'm not going to throw it on the road, I promise.
Okay.
How much does the citation go for right now for this?
It's going to depend. So.
I'm really sorry for this, by the way.
Yeah, but this seems
It's just, I don't know.
unnecessary and needless.
It really is. I know. I feel bad about it right now, especially now.
Were you trying to be funny? Like what?
It was all funny. It was
Okay.
not like I'm trying to like steal this and keep it up in our house.
Okay.
I told him it probably would have ended up out here eventually, and we didn't want to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, taking city property, there's kind of no other way to cut it. It's very black and white. It's theft. So, that being said, you owning it and being honest about it, it goes a long way for you.
I'm really trying to be honest right now.
You a student?
Yes.
What year?
Senior.
Senior?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't even need to go over you should have known better. You've had the cop talks with our campus officers.
Many times. Yep.
Yeah, this one's on you, bud.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
What's your degree in?
Secondary ed.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
You got any jobs lined up after school?
Yep, I do.
Where at?
Clark Ford.
Oh, really?
Idaho.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. You know where that is?
I know the general area, but I've never been there. So.
It's a really cool place. My dad taught there.
Oh, really?
Okay, can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
How'd you guys know
Know what?
that I did that? You just drive by and see it?
Yeah.
Or,
Let me.
I'm just wondering.
Let me preface this by how many drinks you had tonight. How many beers you had tonight? Like quite a few. You're not going to get in trouble for it.
It's not like quite a few. No, I know. I'm 21. I can drink.
No, it's fine.
But, probably like 7 total, I guess.
Yeah.
But shots wise, I don't know. No.
Yep. So you're fine.
I'm not too fucked up to where like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Let me tell you from our point of view. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning.
It really is. I walked the girl home from the bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a Saturday night.
I know.
Kids are out everywhere. We see 2 people that look like college kids carrying a sign that we know belongs to the city because it says sidewalk closed, use other side here, and has DOT tape on it. Yep. Walking not towards the direction where sidewalk work was just done, but from that direction towards the apartments. It's enough reason for us to stop and talk to you about it because it looks like you're stealing a city sign. So it was not a whole lot of detective work. It was just, it's pretty out of place, but it's not a whole lot more to it than that.
What's your name?
Nate.
What's your last name?
Rosendahl.
Oh, okay. You know Paul? Like last name Paul?
What's his first name?
I couldn't tell you. My friend, the one that you just let go.
Yeah.
He's talking to this girl, Katie Paul.
Okay.
Last name Paul here apparently is her brother, older brother.
Okay.
I just wonder if you knew him. No?
Doesn't ring a bell. Should I know him?
Maybe. I mean, like, apparently he's a cop here. Apparently. That's what I've heard. So, I was wondering.
I mean, like here in the area or here from Moscow PD?
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know how old he is?
I wish I really knew him, but he's probably like 25, 26, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, you're like very formidable about your job right now. I'm appreciating that.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like most cops normally, I feel like around U of I, they kind of like let shit go half the time.
Yeah, I think.
Have you been here before?
Have you been here?
Yeah.
Like to identity?
Yeah.
I mean, for other calls and stuff, but not for this.
Last year we had like so many noise complaints because the girl above us was always calling the cops on us for being loud.
Yeah.
And like the cops were always super chill about it. Like just coming here and like, hey, be quiet.
All right, and then they stop the tape there. It does not stop on its own. They stop it. So that's where this, because what I've been doing is I've been adding to it. So that's where this stops. A couple things I want to point out. The name of the building here is Identity, and then they were changing it to like Republic on Main. So when it says the report was theft, and then it said Identity, it wasn't because it was identity theft. Okay. The name of the building is called Identity. Okay. And this was not called in. This was these officers seeing this. And he asked the $1 million question, which was, how did you see this? Like, how did you know? Okay. Meaning if he took it over up by where the gas station was, or on the way from that area to his apartments, where were these plainclothes cops? Their task was to, do plainclothes undercover campus to knock down the underage drinking and drugs. Okay. This is an off-campus apartment. Normally off-campus apartments like this, they aren't underage. I mean, very few, but here, check it out. I wanted the dash cam because I wanted it to be that you ask for the dash cam so you can see if in that area, if we could see a white Elantra. There was no dash cam. You want to know why there was no dash cam? Because this wasn't called in by anybody. It's like them seeing something, and where this all happened. His apartment is literally right where they are. They have to walk just like a little bit more, and then they're there. When I say a little bit more, I'm talking like a couple steps. Okay. So here he has his jacket kind of zipped. All right. And that's like, see where they're at here. They're in the complex. They're in this complex. So what's going on? And that's what the kid was saying is, you didn't see me take this. Okay, you didn't see me take this. So you just happen to be in that complex because they weren't driving from somewhere. That's why there's no dash cam. Or at least we weren't given it. If there's dash cam and it's rolling, they didn't give it to us.
Okay, you supposed to take that?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, and then here, take a look at this. This was reviewed by police, because I have the report here. This was reviewed by police on the 16th of November, okay, on 11/16. Because what they started doing is they started going through, hey, looking at everything. And look at what they did when they wanted to give this out. And I don't know if they forgot to keep the blur going, but they were trying to cover up what this guy was wearing. Okay. They're trying to cover up right here. You see this little blurb? What are they trying to cover up there? I was like, what's going on here? So I would rewinded it, fast forwarded it, looked at it. And they were trying to cover up what this man was wearing. And ding, 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 because of the grub truck video. This is their smudge. This is redacted.
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you think it was a good idea to take a city-owned sign and take it back to, I'm assuming, your apartment?
Yeah, it was like falling on the side of the fucking road.
Let's go ahead and just set it down for right now, okay?
You want it?
I'll set it for right now.
Okay.
You got ID on you?
I do.
You got from you? And you got ID?
I also don't, and I literally just was meeting him halfway. I wasn't.
None of these dudes have their IDs on them. Well, okay, so then, which nobody ever has their IDs on them in Idaho, you know what I mean? But whatever. But I was like, why are they covering up? The guy isn't holding a notebook yet. And they start to do the cover up of it way earlier. There's no notebook. So I did think about that yeah, they're going to cover up the notebook, but this starts the moment, look at it, it's on him. It's on what he is wearing.
I wasn't there. I met him like halfway there.
What was your goal? What was your end game?
Are you talking to me or?
With the sign.
That's McDonald.
To walk it back?
Back where?
To here.
David.
Do you understand, like...
I'm going to be honest with you on this.
Sure.
I brought it back here. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. So that is theft?
Yep.
Okay. And for what purpose?
See, they don't get it there. They don't blank it out over there when he puts it out over to the right-hand side.
None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw it was knocked over?
It was knocked over.
Or you just...
They literally pull over a guy that they want to talk to this kid because of this sign. But they didn't see him get this sign, guys. Okay? So they weren't out on the main street. They were in here. They were in here. Because he asks, like, they just show up out of nowhere. It wasn't like he was being followed all the way from where he took the sign. They don't know where he took the sign from. So they were at Banfield, okay? If you go watch that video, you're going to see when they kind of shut it down. All right, and then they're over here. And it all is within like less than 15 minutes. The other thing is that they asked where they were. They asked where they were. I don't know where he's walking from. Okay, and that this other kid comes out and meets him. Okay, and he said they were at Corner Club, Mingles, but he never says that he was at the grub truck. I mean, I guess nobody likes to talk about the grub truck. I don't know.
Picked it up and grabbed it just because?
Knocked over.
Okay. So you thought it'd be a good idea to just take city property, take it back to your apartment, store it inside?
Just gonna bring it back. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your relation to this situation?
No, I'm roommates. I just went to go walk and meet him because he said he was coming back. So I was like, I'll go meet up with him.
Okay. Did he say I had to sign with him?
When I got there, yeah.
All right. Let me get your info, my man. What's your last name?
Villa, V-I-L-L-A.
First name?
Hayden. H-A-Y-D-E-N.
I have no intention on taking you to jail.
Middle initial?
D.
I wasn't trying to do anything.
What happened to your head?
I was.
This? Oh, dude, weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, I swear to God, that was 3 weeks ago. Story of my life.
You're good. Date of birth?
Yep, 2001.
Oh, so you are 21.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 21. I wasn't.
You have a driver's license?
Not on me, dude.
What's in general? You have a driver's license?
Yeah.
What state's it through?
Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
3 weeks. 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
No, I literally just, he told me to come back. I went and met up with him, just walking back because I like to walk around at night. Like,
but you knew
He likes to walk around at night. What? He likes to walk around at night.
sign with him?
21.
Once I got there, yeah. And I got there, I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, I just grabbed this. Like, okay, I'm not going to argue with it. Like,
you were okay with that?
Not okay with it, but I'm not going to be like, yo, like.
He says, are you okay with that? I'm not his dad. Like, what do you want me to do? He's like, are you okay? Were you okay with that? Was I okay with what? Him carrying a sign? I don't know if he wants to be an idiot. Like, you guys clearly caught him. Like, he wants to charge him for being an accomplice. I'm over here like, when I watched this video, okay, I had no words. I said, what? We have like, this is just, is this for real? This is what's going on, you guys. Well, you know, like,
You didn't say no to it, though.
Yeah, but like, what do you want me to do? Like, you think I'm going to be like, oh, if I could go put that back?
He
Like,
didn't know that I had it until he saw me there.
But once he saw you with it, he had no issue with you. You had no issue with him taking city property?
dude, I didn't think, dude, if you think I thought that much of it, I didn't think that much into it. I literally would just went and met up with the kid.
I mean, whether it's a sign, whether it's, you know, speed limit sign, mile poster sign.
No, I get that.
It's not yours. It costs money, and you're taking it from somebody else. In this case, the city of Moscow.
I didn't touch it. I didn't even think about the fact that you touched it. I literally just said, what is that? And you just go, oh, I just grabbed it. I was like, okay. I was like, that's not my deal.
Okay. Do you live here?
I'm right there with him. I am right there with him. I feel you, buddy. I would be like, what are you good? What did I do about this? I met the kid because he said he was walking back. Okay. Like, so I met him. Like, and we met wherever we met, like, okay, I'll start walking. Like, this is their story at least. And he's walking back with this sign, this sign. And he didn't do anything. And
Are you his roommate or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Just hang tight. Moscow 77, check one. Last of Via, Victor Ida, Lincoln Adam. First of Hayden, Henry Adam Young, David Edward Nora, Mill D David. DOB is
I get it. You're gonna look at me like that. I get why you get like I get the whole deal. I just
okay. How much you guys had to drink tonight?
Huh? Me personally, I went to the bar. I just came back here. I've been back here for a couple hours. I haven't even drank for a while.
Copy. Okay. I can smell the alcohol in you, and I'm assuming he's been drinking as well.
I would imagine. I was at a different bar.
Okay.
But
where were you at?
I was at Corner Club for a while. Went to Mingles and then came back here.
Okay. Sounds good.
But no, I got back a while ago. I was playing video games, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." So I was like, "I'll go meet up with him." I have not drank since I got back to the apartment.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, since he was the one with the sign.
yeah, I don't think anything is sus about this kid at all. I mean, yeah, he looks like he got clobbered. But yeah, he has the same clothes on. Like it's nothing, you know. That's not what this is about. What this is about is what are these officers doing? So a kid had a sign, because this is what the kicker is on it. You go through all of this and then you don't prosecute. You give that guy, and I don't think that he should have been prosecuted. He's about to go be a teacher, and he's going to teach students. Okay. He's in secondary education, and God bless his heart. Like, we need more males to be doing that. Like, I think that's great. So kudos to the guy. But you're doing all of this to then write up a citation that you don't go forward with. And I don't know, they just didn't show up the 2 times. But at the end of the day, this gets dismissed. Nothing happens to that misdemeanor citation. It's dismissed. So you do all of this to then dismiss it. Okay. And it's like, you need to be out doing what it is, I guess, that you're supposed to be doing. Like, they were walking, not driving, not drinking and driving, walking. I don't think either one of them seem impaired. They're not falling over. They're answering all of your questions. And here he went to grill this kid over who didn't even touch the sign and had nothing to do with the sign. And you're like, well, you could charge him for accomplice after the fact. For a sign that's on. Now you got to go and look and see where that sign could have been. Where were they doing the construction with the sidewalk? only that kid knows where he took it. But all the while, if you're talking about that, did any one of these kids while they were walking see the white Elantra? Because that's where they were. That's where this white Elantra was. It was over there, 345. Did they see it before? Just because they caught it that one time, maybe it was, over there beforehand. Did they see a white Elantra? Did these cops see a white Elantra? Because you guys, they leave right from this. These cops leave right from this, right before the 345 where it's seen. And go back and take a look at that. They're in this hybrid, whatever car.
And see what Officer Tesdall wants to do.
This is what they're doing. And this is...
Yeah.
Overtaking the time.
When you say they're okay.
What do you say? He said he was out drinking. This buddy was out drinking somewhere else. He walked back. He's been...
Right there. Take a look at the car.
I haven't anything to drink for a while.
Copy. Okay. I can smell the alcohol in you, and I'm assuming he's been drinking as well.
I would imagine. I was at a different bar.
Okay. Where were you at?
I was at Corner Club for a while, went to Mingles, and then came back here.
Okay. Sounds good.
The thing that's suspicious is why you're doing all. If you're the cops, why you're move on to the next thing. No wonder why you're not getting to certain things. Is you're taking all this time to do what? It's a sign. Oh, that's theft. Then actually do something about it. Then prosecute. You did all of this not to prosecute. That to me doesn't make sense. You want kids to stop doing shit, taking signs like this? Well, the only way that you can get people to stop doing things is when there's actually a consequence. So you go through all of this and not do anything. So no, this is not about the suspicious activity of either one of these two college kids. In my opinion, the suspicious part that I have a question with is that you're going ham over a sign that then you don't do anything with, though. You don't prosecute. So why would you do all of this? Move on to the next thing. Go see where else you can help.
But no, I got back a while ago. I was playing video games, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." So I was like, "I'll go meet up with him." I have not drank since I got back to the apartment.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, since he was the one with the sign, and see what Officer Tesdall wants to do. Yeah. Me?
When you say they're okay.
What do you say?
Oh, shit.
So you thought it'd be a good idea to just take city property, take it back to your apartment, store it inside?
Just gonna bring back. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what's your relation to this situation?
No, I'm remissive. I just went to go walk and meet him because he said he was coming back. So I was like, I'll go meet up with him.
Okay. Did he say I had a sign with him?
When I got there, yeah.
All right. Let me get your info, my man.
I get it.
This buddy was out drinking.
I was trying to get a good angle of the car. And then they have a huddle about it.
Somewhere else. He walked back. He's been playing video games this whole time. He's sticking with the story that he had no idea.
Sticking with what story, though? Is there something else going on that we don't know about? He's sticking with what story? That he met him? I don't understand. What story is he sticking with? He's sticking with his story. What did you want him to say? What do you want him to say? What story? He was the one walking. And you would know this. Think about this, guys. If you saw this actually happening or any part of this man walking with this, you would know the story. You would know that he wasn't with him. Why? If the dash cam would have turned on, hey, what is that kid? Is he walking with one of our signs? Hit the dash cam, follow him for a little bit, get it on dash cam, okay? And then you would be what? Pulling him over on the main road. So he walks from all the way from where and you don't see it. It's because where were you at? Where was the police at? When they left the band field, where did they go? And that's what he says here in this when he questions him. He's like, how did you know? Like he's wondering, he's like, you guys didn't see me take this. This is my apartment right here. And it's because I believe they were here at this apartment. But there's no other calls. There's no other things like, I don't know if they were just making a lap around in here. But they had to huddle and talk about where, hey, this is his story and he's sticking to it. What do you want his story to be? He didn't take a sign. And I don't understand, like, and then where do you go after this? And why this is important? Because this is the plainclothes cops that are in, like, where did they go after this? So you want to track down like where everybody would be. Why would anybody think that they can pull off a crime like that and not be, seen, or if somebody's walking around, or if cops are monitoring and things like that?
This guy had a sign, or that he knew the guy had a sign, but he was very blatant about the fact that once he got there, he saw his friend had a sign, didn't think anything more of it, and was like, okay. So,
maybe anything with him or
him? Yeah. I mean, like, what's it, petty theft?
Yeah, for that guy.
If you're going to charge him, I mean, complicity, or what's the term they use over here? Accomplice. So he basically didn't assist him in taking it, but he also made no effort to stop him. I think it's pretty weak in terms of charging him. But that being said, with him admitting he picked it up, took him, I don't think I'd do anything with this guy over here. I'd probably cut him.
He says it. What's the term that you guys use over here? Where does this guy normally police at? Listen to him say this. He says, when you guys are policing, what's the term that you guys use over here? Okay. What's the term that you use over here?
Good.
But no, I got back a while ago. I was playing video games, and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." So I was like, "I'll go meet up with him." I have not drank since I got back to the apartment.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, since he was the one with the sign, and see what Officer Tesdall wants to do. Yeah. Me?
You. Yeah. When you say there, okay. What do you say?
He said he was out drinking. This buddy was out drinking somewhere else. He walked back. He's been playing video games this whole time. He's sticking with the story that he had no idea this guy had a sign, or that he knew the guy had a sign, but he was very blatant about the fact that once he got there, he saw his friend had a sign, didn't think anything more of it, and was like, okay. So,
maybe anything with him or
him?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's it, petty theft?
Yeah, for that guy.
If you're going to charge him, I mean, complicity, or what's the term they use over here?
What's the term they use over here? I don't know. So I don't know where he's from, what he does, but when they put together this task force to do the underage drinking and underage drugs, this was all designed to do just that. It's underage drinking and underage drugs is drugs, but the underage drinking. And so the report actually reads as follows. Let's see here. Again, thank you for the new memberships and the super chats, by the way, there. Yes. Yeah, this was dismissed. Pre-trial trial disposition, pre-trial conference hearings was 1/3/2023, and then another one on 2/7/2023. And this was then on 2/8/2023. It was dismissed and declined to be, further. They didn't do anything with it for the petty theft. So it was dismissed on 2/7/2023. So you do all of this and, nothing comes of it. But like I said, this was designed for the plain clothing policing. And let's get the report. So here you go. There was like 4 of the reports that I wasn't able to get. So but yeah, they said this was part of their plain clothes undercover operation for the underage drinking and drugs on campus. This is not on campus, by the way. And if you look up at the time, I think that all of this is important. So 11/13/2022 at 3:37. And the other thing that people should know is that this, when you go and actually look up the report, it shows us that it came in at 11:38. This whole thing started at 11:31 and whatever seconds. So the way that it looks when you look at the report is that it came in at 11:38. Well, no, this actually started at 11:31 with the body cam. So let's see what else. Yeah, the guy in the sweater, he was at the grub truck video. Over a little bit earlier that night, there's another video that I have from earlier that evening, which is there were 2 people that were, again, pulled over while they were walking, and the girl couldn't really walk that well. I'm going to try to pull that one up for you guys. So the stuff that I did from, it was report number 22M09657. The city's examination of records indicates that the contents are exempt from public disclosure because production of the records would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy pursuant to Idaho code. So my report of 22M09657 was rejected due to that. Like I said, I did this request on 12/29/2022, and I just got it. What else do we have over here? Yeah, so I'll put up those other ones later and I'll just repeat it. I'll just throw out this body cam separate and the other stuff separate as well. So, again, this cop, he doesn't work for Moscow, so I don't know where he's from, but he doesn't know. He's, asking them what the language they use. So, but that was going to wrap this up. Wanted you guys to see some of this timeline, see where these, these cops are, who else was working. That's the whole point of grabbing these records requests, is to see who was working, where they were, things like that. Because I think it's all important. Everybody's saying, why would somebody ever think that they can pull something like this off? Why would they do this? Well, if there's hardly any policing that goes on, if you listen to what the kid says at the end, he's talking more even so about, wow, you're being, like, the way that you're being about this. The cops usually aren't like this. So, the grub truck video is at 2 or at 1 something. So this is at 3:30 in the morning. So, again, thank you for joining us here at TNT. We appreciate you. And we will talk to you soon. Again, I have no idea what was going on with chat as far as it was replaying or glitching or whatever. But that's just YouTube. Every now and again, it'll do that. So. We will talk to you guys later again. Keep being kind to one another. Thank you, mods. Members that became new members, thank you for buying memberships. And again, welcome. Britt Lee, stay safe, free. Ashley, welcome. Chris, Jeremiah, Truth and Transparency rocks. You rocks your box there, JJ. Good to see you, buddy. Miss you. Lady Crimson, again, thank you so much. Just sent you an email. There's got to be something on there that can give some insight on the time they died. You're the best. Thank you. The back-to-back are there. My bad. I didn't mean to add the smiley face after the word died. Well, thank you for the super chat. Live, William says. That's the word of the hour, live. Again, Lady Crimson, thank you so much. Chief says, cops are stalling or acting busy, in my opinion. Banfield and this. Banfield kids just walking too. Yep. And but the kid had a great question, like, how did you know? Like, where'd you come from? But yeah, they didn't know where this happened because they didn't see it. But as soon as they would be leaving here, guys, the other part is that as soon as these cops would be leaving, they're going to be right there where that white Elantra would have been, quote unquote, speeding. So, again, and they remind you guys that just here in 3 hours, the Seahawks are going to be playing because they're playing at 6:30 in the morning. So a lot of people that would have been partying, hey, we're not going to bed because we're going to just start watching the Seahawks game. So please keep that in mind. You got a lot of Seahawks fans in this area, in Washington and in Idaho, and Were people having Seahawks, get together parties? Were any of the bars opening that are Seahawks backers bars? Were they opening? And, so again, thank you, everybody. Can someone summarize for me, please? Latina, email me. I'll give you a summary. Amy, thank you again. B Slims, thank you guys. Gina. What kind of international Atlanta spy are you? This was after the grub truck at 3:30 a.m. Yes, it was after the grub truck. Yes, this is way later. You guys, this is, in the beginning of when they were saying the crimes was between 3 and 4, this is all, they went back and looked at all of this, all the footage, anything that they had, and they started looking at that footage at 11:45 at night on 11/16. They started to look at footage like this. So, again, go back, check it out, see what you think. But the timeline is very important. If you got 3 hours before that 911 call was made, 3 hours. 3 hours. Could 911 been called in a different way? You have these undercover cops. They're just driving around. Could somebody have flagged down, hey, I know so-and-so. Let me just call him. I won't call the police, but let me call them. So things like that. Don't know how long they were on their shift. But when you can start filling in the gaps and you know where everybody was, it's helpful. Doctora Latina. Woo-hoo. Yes, mods, will Lana be on tonight? Yes, she will. Sorry I didn't see that, but yes, I will. I'll be talking about things that I put out over the weekend. So I will be live tonight talking about things I put out over the weekend. The whole sequence is odd. Absolutely. But them assessing this situation of somebody who took a sign and then this guy is not changing his story. He's sticking with it. He had nothing to do with it. And I'm just like, what? And then you go through all the trouble of doing all of this to not prosecute. So, and I wouldn't have prosecuted either. Why give somebody a misdemeanor that's about to go teach our youth? You give them a warning here. But they cut this off short too. So think about that too. This is not the whole tape. They cut this off short. And I do have the other tape of the other cop that was talking to the other guy during that period of time. So I'll throw that out for you guys as well. Yeah, maybe I will. Because I'm right there with them. How did you know that I took, when did you see this? Where were you at? That's what I want to know. I want to know where they were. And if you see something, you see how their car was coming from that way, because the way that it's, parked, you could see. So I'm going to take a look at the layout again, but they're going to be leaving here though. And did you see, this white Elantra? All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys soon.